Hi, I'm Carolyn and good morning. So I'm gonna go through my morning skincare routine. I use the ZO line, which I've talked about so much. You're sick of hearing about it. But the thing that is new is that I found a dupe for my beloved La Mer, which is so ridiculously expensive. And I usually get it during the Sephora sale, and I forgot to get it this year during the spring Sephora sale. So now I'm kind of near the end of my bottle, and I found out that there is a dupe. So I thought, let me give it a try. It's like $25. Like, that's not even a fraction of what the La Mer costs. So I said, it is absolutely worth trying. I will show you how it is after I do my whole morning routine. Since ZO doesn't really have a moisturizing cream, I like to add in that moisture with another cream. I was using La Mer. I'm gonna show you what I use now at an absolute fraction of the price. So let's get started. So I've been up for a while. I got up and I wanted to get out for a bike ride before it got too hot. So instead of doing my whole routine, when I knew I was gonna go out and sweat and then wanna come home and wash my face again, I just put on sunblock and then I come back after my workout, and then that's when I do my skincare routine. So now that I'm all sweaty and ready to wash my face, I go in with my ZO Exfoliating Polish. I talk about my ZO line that I've been using. I talk about it all the time. I'm obsessed, I love it. And this is literally one of my favorite steps. It just feels so nice. Now, you probably should wet your face first. I don't like to, I just love that feeling of going in there and giving it a nice scrub. I get in on my eyelids because I often have some flaky skin in there. Although I'll tell you what, since I started using that slugging method, I talk about it in another video on my PM skincare routine. I talk about slugging. It's something I just learned recently, and I wake up with the most hydrated, smooth skin, and I just can't even believe how good it is. So I will say that I was trained as an esthetician. So years ago, that was what I did. I worked as an esthetician. I did that for several years until I had a baby, and then I actually opened a clinic in my basement. I lived in Canada, and I had a little business of my own, so I could still have my baby and take care of him and do clients during naps and things like that. So I did that, but then we moved to the United States, and then I couldn't do that anymore. And then, you know, my son got older and I homeschooled him, and, you know, I just got full into mommy mode, but I never stopped loving skincare. So I've always kept up with training, and I just have like a huge interest in it. So I love all things that pertain to skincare and sort of working at keeping my skin looking as good as it can at the age of 59. And I wanna say that I really took a very active, aggressive approach probably 10 years ago. So what am I, on 59? Maybe not even, maybe like 7 years ago, when I was into my 50s and I started going through menopause and things really took a nosedive. I'm like, I gotta up my game a little bit. So I would say it's never too late. You can get in there and reverse some of that skin damage that you've done if you're like me and just went out in the sun, even though, look at my skin, I am so pale, and I didn't care. I would get out there with baby oil and just let that sun burn me to a crisp, and I did a lot of damage. I made a lot of, you know, mistakes in my youth when I was not wise like I am now. One of the very wonderful things about getting old is all the wisdom that comes with it. I love it. Okay, so now I did it without any water. That's just a personal choice. You might want to get in there with water. Now I am going to get in there with water and just really give it a little more of a scrub and then just rinse it off. So in my PM skincare routine, I mentioned that I use the ZO Complection Renewal Pads, and I use that at night. And I was using it morning and night, and it just got to be a little too much. And then I discovered that if I use these glycolic 20% resurfacing pads, they are kind of just the right amount that I need, and they're a lot less expensive. So it gives me a little break in the price of the ZO, because no question about it, it is very pricey. So I give my skin a little break, and I give my pocketbook a little break. So these ones they're actually really, really damp. So you can really just get in there and just go over everywhere. I go over my eyelids, I get right in there underneath my eyelids, in the corners. There's nothing that I don't cover. I even cover my earlobes, behind my ears, down my neck, and then across my chest. So I get absolutely everything covered with this little tiny pad. They are soaked, so you get a lot of product in each one of these little rounds. It's important, like I always say, that you use these products in order. So I start with the Firming Serum. I take a little pump of that, and I get it right under my eyes. I get it right, and I do this morning and night. Little here, little there, a little everywhere, a little down my neck, and a little on my hands, and I just smooth that all in. And then I immediately move on to the next one, about 2 pumps. Same old thing. Wash, rinse, repeat. And then once I have that all smoothed in, I go straight into my growth factor serum. About 2 pumps of that, and the same old story. On it goes. And I would say that something that I've really noticed since I started using the ZO line is the lines right under my eyes here have really softened so much. So that to me is really cool. Here is my favorite moisturizer. I've been using it for a pretty long time, and I just love it. I feel like if I have something like a skin irritation, or just my skin is just super dry, this just seems to do the trick, so much so that I'm willing to spend the ridiculous amount of money that it costs me. So this little bottle here is just 2 ounces, and I am almost finished it. So this is what it looks like. And then it just really sinks in so beautifully. So I'm telling you, this is a cream I love. It does have fragrance, and if you don't like fragrance, that would be a downside, and why you're gonna like its less expensive dupe. So it just goes in so well, love it so much, but it's too expensive. So I found this dupe. It's called Avène. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but I will show you on my other hand. This one comes in a little tube, and it has 0 fragrance, by the way. So it's really good, very good if you've had like a procedure done and you just want something very healing to go on top. I think people use it even on babies for diaper rash, and it actually sinks in a little quicker and a little nicer. So dare I say it's better than my favorite moisturizing cream? Yeah, I've been using it for a couple of weeks, and I'm just, I mean, I still have some left in here. I don't reach for the La Mer anymore. So let me take some and show you how I put it on my face. Take just a little bit like that, and I warm it up in my fingers, dab it on. It just feels really, really good on the skin. Because there's no fragrance in it, that makes it really better for your skin, because obviously we do not need that fragrance on our face. And so I'm really digging the fact that it doesn't have fragrance. Even though I like the smell of the La Mer, this is just, I know, better for my skin. This is better. I said it, it's better. So now I would go and put on my sunblock and I'm good for the day. So that's what I do every morning. I hope this has been helpful for you, a helpful little tip, because it has been a very helpful tip for me. So I wanted to pass that along to you guys. And that is it for today. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's always a pleasure. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not, and if you give me a thumbs up, angels sing in my heart. Talk to you later. Bye.